Yo, check it. Welcome back to another podcast episode. And today is special day because we have a guest.
I'm here. My name's Hernan. Y'all probably know me as 17 on Instagram.
Yes.
But live in the flesh, here to talk about life with these cool cats.
You're going to have to tell us what the 17 is.
It's the day of my birthday.
Oh, okay.
September 17th. That's where it came from.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
That's my sister's birthday.
That's really cool. That's
Yeah.
Harrison's birthday. The other kid who works at Global Goods.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Popular birthday then, huh?
Cats, you know, three
Virgos.
people one day.
Virgos.
You get along with the Virgos.
I'm a different one, man.
Oh, nice. And his favorite colors, purple, lavender in particular.
This one right here.
And that's mine, too. My favorite color is lavender.
That's what
when I
inspired
bought this,
the
though, it
hoodie.
said orchid.
It's lavender.
It's lavender, for sure.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Anyway, so let's talk about our weeks. JERiCK, how was your week?
My week was the usual, I guess.
Was it better than last week, though?
Yeah, it's definitely better
Yeah,
than last week.
good.
Because last week, for some reason, I was a little bit down. But this week, it's definitely a lot better. I feel a lot better.
Yeah, because usually when you post like your motivational stuff, I'm like, oh, I think JERiCK's feeling good. JERiCK's feeling good. He's being motivating, inspirational.
Yeah. Yeah,
My
so,
post.
yeah, this week was good. You know, I don't think I did anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Because I think I just do so much that, like,
It's your normal.
yeah,
anyways.
so it's just
Normal
like,
to
oh, it's not a
you.
big deal to me, you know?
Right.
But yeah, how about you?
My week was good. Well, we're on Wednesday, so my weekend started on Monday. And honestly, I don't even know.
Your weekend started on Monday?
Yeah, so I work.
She works at the end of the week.
3/14s. Yeah, I work 3 days.
Wow.
3 long days. 3
14-hour days. Props to you.
Yeah.
That's hard.
It's a very long day. It's challenging for sure. But no, I think it's just like normal housework stuff. Oh, I spent the whole day at the studio on Monday.
Oh, yeah, we did that.
Yeah, we finally started fixing up the other side for sure.
It's almost done.
There's some work to be done.
It's getting
looking
clean.
good so far. I will
It's
say.
getting organized for sure. But I did that, and then yesterday I spent time. Oh, I did a special project for somebody, and I'll just say what it is. So essentially, it's a Supreme Fishbowl. And
Oh,
I
yeah,
did like
you showed me
a-
that. That was cool.
I did like a preserved moss terrarium type feel.
Yeah,
so.
she sent us the photos, and it looked pretty dope. I was like, I'm not even a plant nerd, but I was like, I would totally get one of those.
So
But,
that was
yeah.
like inside of a Supreme Fishbowl.
Yeah.
I might know who had you do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Is it Jay?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. He's been so patient too. I've had it forever. Oh my God, I feel
man.
so bad. Even with JERiCK's headphones, had it forever.
I know.
You guys are great
Those
for being
headphones
patient.
were super cool.
But he'll be getting it this week, before this airs. So that's why I'm talking
okay.
about it.
Hey,
Yeah.
man. Jay Castle, my guy.
It's
Enjoy
about
that.
to be fire.
Yeah, saw the photos. Dope.
Thanks.
Oh, man.
How was your week? What'd you do?
I feel just like JERiCK. I do kind of a lot of stuff, so it just kind of feels like the normal for me.
Yeah.
Like, all of my days are booked. I work a lot, so
Yeah.
I felt good about it overall. I did a photo shoot on Sunday morning with PJ, which was
And I saw a
super
preview.
sick.
Also fire.
I can't wait to put those out whenever I do.
I was very proud of his staging. He totally
Right?
did a setup and stuff.
Yeah. It looked good.
Stage.
You know,
It was good.
learn from the best, Felicia.
I'm just kidding.
No,
Why we
honestly
have
too,
clouds?
because even the setup for that, what color hat was it? The yellow one that we did that I
Mm-hmm.
posted, like the whole stacks with the flowers and everything. That was
Oh
super
yeah,
sick.
with Karen.
Yeah,
Karen.
that's my girl.
She's mad.
All love.
She's totally killing it out there.
I still have content from that shoot that I haven't put out yet.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was super cool. That was fun. Anyways, I love it. We love what we do.
hell yeah.
We love
Yeah.
it.
I mean, we just have fun,
We
you know?
freaking love it.
When people ask me, like, hey, what do you do? I'm just like, I just kind of do whatever, you know?
Yeah. We do what we love.
It's like I'm just a guy. I walk around and do cool shit.
And read Nevada.
Exactly. I just do cool shit all day.
All right. So, topic.
Man.
What are we getting into today?
Wait, we gotta ask. Since he's a new guest, we gotta ask him. You know.
Oh, you're gonna ask him the fun questions.
Yeah,
now?
we're gonna ask him the fun questions now.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
we gotta embarrass this guy. You know.
Ask me everything.
Oh.
Nothing like
Yeah.
mashed potatoes, ranch, and soy sauce.
Exactly. So we normally ask the
It's
guests
delicious.
2 questions.
It's delicious.
Yeah. So for the new guests, we normally ask 2 questions, and the first question is, what's your guilty pleasure? So we're gonna go in deep. You know, like you can't lie. You know.
Pleasure. Yeah.
We have a lie detector attached to you. So
I
the
mean-
headphones are. Just kidding.
I guess it would be kind of singing. I do that at home in the shower. And
You don't
all
want to
that.
hear people.
I'm not yet. My voice
Not
isn't
yet?
ready.
Okay.
Yeah, because
He's
if
a shower singer, everybody.
man, if I want to
You
do
got a roommate?
that,
I'm gonna ask them.
I got parents.
I'm sure they're like, oh, he's great.
Yeah, honestly, it's just something on the side. It sounds cool. It feels really good. And if I ever take it serious, I'm gonna like do my voice like very well. You know, so
What?
I'm not gonna let the like world hear me until I'm ready to be heard.
Oh, no kidding.
You know? Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, I'm sure you get me. Coming from like, honestly, let me ask you a question before you ask me.
Oh
another
man,
question.
this is my podcast, bro. I ask the questions around.
I've been dying
My
to
God,
have
the
these
tables
conversations.
have
What got you into like making music?
Making music, like original music, or just like music in general?
Honestly, let's go with original music.
So original music. So a funny story about that. We talked about it in the podcast before. So you know Johnny.
Yeah.
Because like honestly, when I did all the covers that I've been doing for like the past year or so, I wasn't really planning on making original songs. I was just doing covers because I love music. You know, I love singing, and it was fun for me. And then it was crazy how that happened too. Like Johnny would just texted me one day. He was like, "Hey, I like the covers that you've been doing. We should do a cover together." I was like,
Right.
this guy's trolling. Like, I've never seen you sing before. And like,
You posted
I was
that
like,
video.
yeah, like why? And then I was like, you know what? Like Johnny's cool. I haven't seen him in a long time because this was October last year.
Oh man.
So I was like, you know what? Just come over. Let's just hang out. Let's catch up.
Right.
And then, you know, we just catch up. And then I made this beat. It was supposed to be for a cover. And then he told me, like, dude, you have to use this for yourself.
Right.
Like, this is pretty good. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't know how to write songs. I don't really want to do that. Cause
What
like,
was the beat? Which song was it?
it was the Out of My Mind. It was like the first song that I released. It has like the 80s vibe to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Kind of like The Weeknd, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he was like, dude, just use it. I'll help you. And he was like, I'll help you. Like, we'll come up with a melody and the lyrics. And I'm like,
Right.
sure. I was like, it'll be fun. Like, try something new, you know? And then we made that song together. There was like another friend too that helped us like write the lyrics.
Okay.
His name's Francis. And then after that, I just kind of, it's like one of those things that you get into like a flow state that you just
Yeah.
like really enjoy what you're doing, you know? Because
Get
it was
in the
different.
zone.
Yeah, it was
Like,
different from doing a cover.
Yeah.
Because like doing a cover, it's already, the song's done. Like it's as good as it
But
could
when-
possibly, you know?
Yeah. And then when you start making your own,
When you
just
make
kinda,
your own,
find
it's-
all the ways.
You start from the like the bottom, like, because you don't know if it's gonna be good. Because like when you like a song, like, oh yeah, I like that song. That song's good.
Right.
But then when you make a song, it's more of, I hope people like this, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And then after that, after the first song, I released it, and then my friends told me like, hey, you should make an EP. And I was like, all right, sure. Like, you know, I'll make a couple more other songs.
Right. Right.
And then halfway through that, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna
Full
go
album.
all in
All
and
the
like
way.
just fuck the EP. I'm just gonna go for the
Straight
album and just
album.
like fuck it, you know? Because I'm the type of guy that I mean, I'm sure you know this. Like when I do something, I like go all in.
Yeah.
Right,
You know?
right.
I don't
I can
like to
respect that.
half-ass
Either
anything.
0 or
Yeah.
100.
Yeah, it's like either I don't do it or
Yeah.
go
Or
all
you
in.
do everything
Yeah.
possible. I respect that.
And yeah, like just writing that whole album, it changed my perspective to on. I guess I was becoming more self-aware
Mm-hmm.
instead of trying to please. Because like when I first started, I was like, I want people to like the songs,
Right.
you know. And then the more songs that gets done, I was like, I don't care. Like as long as I really like the songs, like
Yeah.
I can if I can fuck with the songs, like that's good
all that
enough for me,
matters,
you know. Like because like people are gonna like what they like,
Right.
so I can't be like so like egotistical about everybody needs to like my songs, you know.
Right.
So I was just like, I'm just gonna make the songs. If I love it, I'm gonna release it. And like those 8 songs that I finished, I was just like, good enough. Like fuck it, you know.
Right.
And yeah, so it's been out for like almost a month now. Yeah.
You got some good tracks on there.
Oh, thanks, dude.
I gave it a listen when you first dropped it. I haven't
Yeah.
listened to it since, I'll be real. But I gave it that first listen through. I was like, man, you got something in there.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Hell yeah. I love to support too. So, you know, as soon as I saw it, it was even before like we met and everything. So it was like, dope. He's making music instead of the covers. Because I always saw the covers and I was like, they're cool. But being
Yeah.
a creative, I feel like is more important.
Yeah, I realized that after I made like, a couple songs, I was just
Right.
covers is not as because it's not really yours, you know.
Right.
Because like it's when you make a song or when you make something, when you create something, it's more of it's become your like baby, I guess. It's like
Right.
you want it to be as best as possible, or you just do your best on it, you know.
I feel that.
But yeah, that's my story, I
Nice.
guess. We can go over it later because
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about that.
Question 2.
I know.
Question 2.
What's your question? What was the second question you have to ask?
So, second question is, what's your current obsession right now?
Current obsession is definitely clothes. Clothes. It's been my
Do you
obsession
wanna
for, like,
do you wanna
the
go
past 2
in depth
years.
of what that means?
I mean, I really like style. That's what kind of got me into the whole like modeling situation, if you
Right.
will. I've just liked to dress good since high school. You know, back then, of course, I didn't really have the means for it.
Yeah,
'Cause,
yeah.
you know, money was a whole situation. But growing up, getting like to work and stuff,
Yeah.
I got my own money. I started working at Forever 21 early, and I was just like, you know what, clothes
Nice.
is really cool. I've been shopping at Global Goods since 2017. That's family.
Do you have any
it's just
inspiration like that you
myself.
yourself? Yeah.
Yeah,
So strictly just your
I like
vision.
to do my best for me and just hope that I create beautiful things with the outfits or the pictures
Right,
or
right.
anything, and kind of just have that live on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And do you think you want to have that be something that you do? Because so right now you model.
right.
So let's kind of talk about the
there's
modeling.
the modeling.
Yeah.
We can definitely talk
I
about
want to talk
the
about that. So as a male,
Mm-hmm.
how is it modeling out here? Because I feel like they're starting to come up. Obviously, women like model.
Right.
Like there's a bunch, right?
Mhm.
But I don't think there's a lot of like guy models.
There's a couple,
There
not
there
as
is.
many as women
Yeah,
though.
there's
Of course,
like
it's
Chosen and Tyler and you.
me.
You know what I mean? And everybody kind of has obviously their own style.
Right.
But how long have you been doing that?
Over 2 years.
Yeah.
At this point, modeling seriously, as soon as I kind of like put the self label on it, I want to say around this time last year, and kind of started really diving deep. But that's just something that I do. I call myself a model because it's like one of my occupations, but
Right.
I think my mind goes a lot deeper than just like kind of getting the picture taken and everything. Because I like to kind of create art with like the pieces that I put up. I feel like that's been prevalent lately in like the last couple. But
Right.
it's more than just a picture. It kind of speaks to you. It sets an emotion, and that's kind of like part of. I wouldn't say part of. It's definitely the entire vision behind like any picture that I take. Like even the ones with PJ, I was like, I want this to have a meaning
Yeah.
and hit deeper than just like the outfit and it being a picture. So,
Yeah, makes
Well, that's
sense.
good. Because that'll like translate over like perspective wise.
Yeah.
Like when you
Right.
look at a picture,
Because
like,
I think it's you can tell when people are passionate about their craft, you know, because they go the extra mile,
right.
like the little detail. Like if you look at the set, Felicia designed this set. It's
Yeah.
it's very intricate. It's not just random stuff put
Right.
in.
No, we got places in certain places.
Yeah.
Things, everything's set
So,
up.
All
like-
in my mind.
I feel the same way.
All my vision.
Yeah.
Which
All of
is
this
kind
kinda
of
just
cool,
starts
right?
off
Because
as
I feel
thoughts.
like people who are creative, it's like the easiest way to see what someone's mind looks like, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
I
Because
get
you're
what you mean.
literally putting your vision onto something, whether it's through music or writing a book or clothes or modeling or
Right.
on a canvas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because you can definitely tell. I feel like you can definitely tell who's really taking it seriously and who's just doing it for. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with doing it just for fun if you want to try something new, you know?
Right.
Right.
But yeah, it makes a big difference when you're actually like super into whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah. No, it's great.
Which is a good transition on what we're talking about today, which is what is it? Creativity?
Well, it's kind of like the
Creativity.
growth in the city.
Oh,
Right. So again, if you don't know, we're in Reno, Nevada.
biggest
and-
little city in the world.
Biggest little city. Biggest little
man.
cramped city right
Dude,
now.
there's so many
'Cause
people here now.
There's so many people. Invasion from all the other
like
states.
everywhere.
Which I get, because so if you are you born and raised here?
Born and raised.
Born and raised. JERiCK came, but you came when you were a lot younger too.
Yeah, I moved here when I was 12.
So it's kind of
Right.
like when you're born and raised here, the way things are now, it is
Oh,
very,
it's-
very different.
It's
So-
even different from like 5 years ago.
Yes.
Honestly, like
And I can say that because I left for Vegas and it was not like this.
Right.
And so when I came back 5 years later, I was like, what is this
No.
place?
It is
Yeah.
definitely different compared to how it used to be.
It's cool to see the growth too. Honestly,
Yeah.
there's a lot more people here from different places, which kind of
Yeah.
gives the city its own like meaning. Reno's kind of its own
Yeah.
place now.
It's like you're starting to kind of see the identity of Reno
Right.
kind of surface. But now it's just trying to filter in or add more identities, so to speak.
Right.
'Cause, you know-
Culture, I would even
Yeah,
say.
exactly. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like Midtown's kind of developed, but now you have all these other places popping up that
Yeah.
brings in a different demographic and a different culture, which I think, Masterpiece Studio helps,
Yeah.
like the streetwear,
Global Good Shop.
Global
helps,
Good
definitely.
helps. A lot of the vintage shops out here,
Yeah.
Wave Check and stuff. It's just like we're starting that side of Reno's growth.
It
you know
feels
what I
kind of
mean?
cool to be a part of too, honestly. Because
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I started this 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure you got some years into like the studio and Neon
Yeah.
Babylon, and I bet you've been singing for like probably half your life. Like
Yeah.
So we
Be-
used to
be in the
play at
building.
church together.
really.
Yeah, I met Felicia. Yeah, when I first moved here.
Yeah,
Um,
a youngin. I didn't sing though. I played the violin.
Yeah, we used to play in a church choir long time
What
ago.
was the name of the church?
Long.
It was
We did Immaculate Conception.
yeah, it's a Catholic church.
And then we also
Yeah.
did. What's the one over here? St. Thomas. St.
Yeah.
Thomas Aquinas?
Okay.
down right across the street.
Yeah. I don't go to church anymore.
It's so
Oh,
good.
man.
My
We all got our own beliefs.
yeah, I was
now. It's
like
all
my
good.
beliefs have changed. Not
Yeah.
that it's changed. That's I don't want to get into that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Not
that's a
today,
a whole
Satan.
different topic,
Yeah, but,
let's not get into that right now.
I know because
Um,
that'll be
That's
another
gonna
hour
take-
added.
Oh man! On top of the like
No,
45
exactly.
minutes, we're already on the way for.
yeah,
I
because
know it's crazy how fast like time rolls when you're just chatting it up.
Yeah.
sometimes shit just comes out.
I know.
Just gotta
No,
let it
it's
flow.
true.
That's why with this podcast, I'm just like, I don't care, dude. I'm like,
Yeah.
whatever you say, I'm not editing shit out.
You're
you know?
listening to a raw conversation.
Exactly.
Ain't nothing cut.
This is what we think about. This is it.
Yeah,
This is
once
it in
we
the
start
moment.
saying that intro,
And if you
like,
fuck up,
and then we end it. That's it. There's
That's
no,
it.
there's no
There's
edit
no
in
going
between.
back.
Everything in between.
it's
is
gonna be on
included.
YouTube.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
I don't know if you guys listen to it on, like, Spotify or if you guys watch it on YouTube. I think it would be kind of interesting, like,
It'd be
how
cool
people.
to see who supports where.
Yeah,
You know?
because I get a lot. I mean, I get roughly around probably like 100 views on YouTube on the podcast usually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so at least
Shout out
100
to
people
y'all,
watching
100,
on
for
those.
sure.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, 100.
Or somebody got bored and left it on loop.
Yeah, that too.
That
you
is
know.
also fine. I'm
That's
just
you
kidding.
know keep those
I didn't know that
ads
was a
running.
thing,
You know.
so now I'm gonna do that. I'm just kidding. Oh my goodness.
Shit.
No, but it's interesting to see things the way they are now, and it's better because I don't know if you felt this way, but I definitely was like, oh, I can't stay in Reno. Like Reno is not.
Yeah.
I need to get out.
I feel that.
You know, and I did, and that's why I left for sure. So did you?
I'm
kind of
I'm getting that now, but not necessarily because I don't like the city. Because I love it here.
Wait, how old are you?
22.
Oh, you young.
Ooh,
I'm
this
young.
baby.
Yeah. So like,
Damn.
just kind of coming up with all the last 5 years of change. Honestly, it kind of really changed my
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah.
But I think that's a really good age because then I think it was easier to, I don't know, like appreciate. I think it's easier for you to appreciate Reno.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, it's like it came so late, so it's like I'm trying to.
You're just like, you
Yeah,
know
I'm
what?
like,
Yeah, because Reno is definitely growing.
Reno's a late bloomer for sure,
It
but
is.
there's a lot of stuff going on here.
I think
It's
I
crazy.
think we're gonna see good change, but it's gonna be slow change. And
Yeah.
my projection is like 10 years. I think in 10 years, we're gonna be at a good point where we kind of have the culture that we're kind of anticipating.
Right.
Because we need to bring all those people out. I feel like everybody's hiding.
Everybody's
still.
in their show.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Plus
but it's
we're-
like slowly,
Right.
people are starting to pop up. And
Which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming out of the
you'll come in your
pandemic in
own
a
time.
way is kind of helping out with that too.
Oh, pandemic was the best thing that
Everybody's-
ever happened to me, honestly.
I can honestly say the same thing.
Yeah.
No,
Like-
it's true. Because Masterpiece Studio came up from the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because it
You
just
know?
made you realize
And
that.
I feel like your brand too.
Like me as a person, that's when I did my dirty work, honestly.
Yeah.
I hashed out all the
Yeah,
details.
same thing for me too.
Yeah.
Because it made you realize that nothing is, I guess, like set and,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Anything
everything
could just
can
change at one
Right.
point because everybody thought like, oh, job security. Now everybody's getting fired. So like,
Yeah.
what? Do you,
Or
now what?
furloughed,
You
yeah.
Shit
know?
was just closed. It was all in our houses. And,
Yeah.
You know.
So it's
God,
like,
can you
it's,
believe it though? Like, let's take a
Dude.
moment to kind of understand the impact of COVID. You know
That's
what I
a deep
mean?
one, yeah.
Like, shit legitimately shut down.
Everything just
Yeah.
You know what
the
I mean?
world.
And whether
The
you
world
believe,
shut down.
whether you believed it or not, I don't care about that. But like, people died, people lost their lives, like people's entire lives changed.
changed, and everybody's changed in like a different way.
yeah. Because
And
I think it's kind of like it triggered a lot of people in a good way, you know? Because I think before that, people were just kind of going. And then now the quarantine happened. Everybody had to stop, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
And then it made people realize, like, now what?
Right.
Yeah.
Because, people were working all the time. And now
That's true.
And then
they were forced to stay home for at least, like, 2 months, like, solid 2 months,
yeah,
you know?
just barely even getting out the house.
Yeah.
It
That's
was
Because I think, like, in Nevada, we're a little bit lucky because I think we were kind of not really, like, fully quarantined for that
Yeah.
long, at least, you
Right.
know?
not that bad. It
Yeah.
didn't hit
Had
us
a
as
good
hard.
couple
Because I think,
months.
like, California was a lot worse,
Dude,
too.
California was on lockdown till like July, man.
Yeah.
They spent a cool 4 months inside.
Jeez.
We got out in like I want to say the beginning of May.
Yeah, probably like
Yeah.
May, because I know we were only really stuck
For like
for
a
like
month,
couple
yeah.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But-
now we're coming up on June 1st. So
June.
if you don't know, apparently the CDC says that if you are vaccinated, you no longer have to wear a face mask, regardless of where you're at.
The
Oh, yeah?
governor actually
Like the
just
whole-
approved that in the state of Nevada.
Is it just
Oh,
like
yes,
the
it's
state,
right.
or is it the whole country that is opening
Well,
up?
I think the CDC has their regulations or their suggestions or the
Right.
guidelines,
Mm.
but then I think each state has to propose their policy.
Right.
And it's so funny too because I'm still wearing my mask. I'm gonna be one of those people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't mind the mask too much because I haven't gotten sick.
Right.
My son hasn't gotten sick, and neither has Anthony. And usually one of us or we all get sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
I didn't get sick last year either.
And so we took him to the pediatrician, and usually he has to get like, you know, immunization or vaccine for like flu shot or whatever.
Mhm.
But they were like, no, he doesn't need it because everyone was so safe that there really are no flu cases.
Yeah, which is good because
Yeah.
you know everything is like wiped
Yeah,
out
exactly.
and everybody's wearing
But,
masks,
you
and then
know-
you don't get to like be so close to people. So I guess.
And I think to each their own when it comes to the mask. Like if you wear it, that's fine. If you don't wear it, that's fine. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But I went to like Whole Foods the other day, random story. And like I was wearing a mask, my son was wearing my mask. The workers or the employees of Whole Foods, I think their policy is to still wear their mask,
Right.
which I think a lot of places are doing right now still because it's like uncharted
Yeah.
territory.
Yeah.
But like this woman came up to me and was like, oh my God, we have to wear a mask still? And I was like, no, I'm just wearing it because I want to. And she's like, oh, okay, and walked away and like shook her head.
Whoa.
And I was like, ew, it's people like you. You're the problem. Like,
Y'all done made the whole situation worse.
I'm like, why do you have that mind? Like, leave me and my son alone. Let me not be around your germs real quick, okay? And then I went to the deli line, and then there's this guy next to me not wearing the mask, which again is fine. I'm literally not judging if you wear a mask or not. It's just
Yeah.
preference, right?
Right,
I think
right.
it's preference at this point. But then he's talking to the guy behind the deli, and he's like, oh, so Whole Foods is making you wear your mask? And the kid's like, yeah. And he's like, oh, man, that must really fucking suck. You know, I'm really sorry about that. And then walked away. And I'm like, really? We're already starting, guys? It's been like a week.
I think people just like to bitch, honestly.
Yeah,
Like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
A lot of people's lives is just built on like beefing with.
But
everybody.
already, I think the people who, and I don't know, maybe it was just my perspective and I was a little bit salty, but I felt like the
Right.
people who weren't wearing their masks were already judging the people still wearing their masks.
Right.
Like looking at me, like
Yeah.
I was an issue because I wanted to wear my mask. So what?
Because honestly, it's
So
just
what if I do?
at the end of the day, like, why do people care so much on what other people are doing?
I know.
Like, dude, like, I don't care if you get vaccinated, not vaccinated. Don't
Yeah.
wear your mask. Wear your mask. Just stop being a little bitch, honestly. Like,
yeah,
shit.
because we
Let them know.
It's
Like,
true.
dude, like,
It's so unnecessary.
it's like judging
sometimes.
people for doing whatever they feel like it's right.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's no right. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah,
And people do
it
whatever
is
the
what
fuck
it
you
is.
want.
Yeah,
You're your own person. You're gonna develop your own thoughts about a situation.
exactly.
You know what I mean? So
We're
to
all
me-
entitled to our personal beliefs at the end of the day.
Exactly.
That's how I feel.
And I,
I'm gonna still wear my mask for like a week, but man, I can't wait to just like
I think that
breathe.
there's
Yeah.
like certain settings. Like when I go out for walks and stuff, I'm
Yeah.
like definitely know my. Because before I would wear my mask. I walk
Right.
around the marina,
Yeah.
I wear my mask.
Because honestly, personally, I don't like wearing masks because, like, I wear glasses.
Dude,
It
I
gets
feel
foggy.
you.
It does. I
And,
know we all got
um,
glasses
we all
right
got-
now.
And then sometimes I have a hard time breathing, and it gets really hot, you know, especially
Yeah.
now it's summer.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
Man, I wouldn't say summer. We got a storm coming in a couple of
No,
days.
Reno.
wait, what? It's gonna start snowing again?
Oh, bro, Tahoe's gonna get hit hard.
No way.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's what this wind going on is.
Reno, you know.
Oh yeah, it was so windy earlier.
Yeah.
How could they do this to us? How could the
Reno.
winds and snow do this to us?
Oh, it's good. It's gonna last like 3 days. Next week's already projected to be at like high 70s.
I know.
Like,
And
we're
you know,
straight.
I will say that is one thing I do not miss about being back.
What,
Right.
snow?
Snow, well, the up and down with the weather.
Really? That's like one of
No.
my favorite things about being
Oh
here.
my god. Not when it's like one extreme to another.
Do you feel the seasons here? Honestly,
I don't want to feel the snow. Take me back to Vegas. I'll take the heat. Just
Nope,
kidding.
got me playing. I'm gonna stay here, 2 jackets on with that
No,
snow
but-
instead of
but
that
Reno's
100-degree
been
Vegas weather.
good.
Man,
But anyways, let's talk about creatives.
creatives, we're all one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are. I do consider myself a creative.
Yeah,
Like
you
I
know
think
what?
I'm slowly coming into that
Yeah,
role.
everybody's a
I'm-
creative,
yeah.
you know? Like when you create
Dude,
something, you're
like,
creative.
You made that.
Yeah.
you
I
know
did make that.
That's a great.
that's
I'm
super.
scared.
sick.
That's a creative
I'm
skill.
made these,
That took
made these
imagination.
crowds.
Exactly.
No, it's true. We are all creatives, and we're all different in what we create. Too,
That's what's
which I
cool
think is
about
pretty
coming
cool.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's still like a thing that you can connect with. Like, even if it's like your music, you know, your fashion.
Right.
I'm like,
Because I think like
DIY.
being creative itself is a niche, you know,
Yeah.
that everybody is like, regardless of what you're creating, it's kind of like a group of people like, oh yeah, I get it, you know.
Yeah, we get.
It's
Yeah.
like you
Like,
see
you're
it.
creative, you.
Yeah, like you made something like cool, you know.
Dope.
Yeah, because like for me, I'm doing so many things. I do photos, videos, podcasts, music, and it's like for people, they probably think that, oh man, you're just like bouncing around like all these things, you know.
Yeah.
But then the way I think about it is like we're not just one thing. I feel like
Yeah.
because I like all those things that I do, you know. So like for people to put me in a box where like, oh, you should just be this and not
Right.
do all this, it's
Right.
just it's silly because like every single person likes so many different things.
Yeah.
And I think like for creatives, I feel like they should explore that, you know.
No, it's true.
yeah. That's
Especially like if you like you say, oh, you like fashion,
Right.
but you also like to be like modeling. You like
Yeah.
And then also
It's-
he sings.
apparently he sings in the shower, so you know you never
Man,
know.
Catch me in the, I'm just playing. Please don't catch me in the shower.
Unless you
That's
should be
something.
there. I don't know.
I'm not, man. That's
mad. Do you,
that's
bro?
my self-time,
Do you,
honestly.
bro?
Showers are where I feel my most peaceful, honestly.
I know.
I can't let anybody break that.
Man, I sing in the shower too. I always
Yeah?
have like I have a speaker in the
Yeah.
bathroom.
Same
One of
vibe.
these days,
Same
I'm probably
vibe.
gonna like fall off my fucking, just slip in the shower. But like,
Jeez,
shit,
that's horrible. Get yourself a slip mat, okay?
it's not
Can't-
that. It's
can't
not that
have you breaking
slippery.
shit.
It's not that slippery. But sometimes, I get like in the groove and like
Yeah,
maybe
you make one wrong move.
I know I might dance a little bit. I'm
Dude,
just like,
my images right now.
Yeah.
I cannot. Got her and JERiCK in the damn shower dancing.
correction, guys. We're not in a shower
Not
together.
It's different showers.
This is different showers.
Oh my god.
Felicia, what's wrong with
Man.
you?
No, I know. I didn't
She
say
was-
I didn't say you were in the same shower. My God, you put yourself in the same shower.
I'm definitely cutting down a clip.
No.
Nah,
Yes.
man. That
No.
was
That's a
was,
special clip.
That was really funny.
No.
Yeah, it's
That's
a
a
You're
special.
gonna cut it out?
No, I'm not
That
gonna cut
kind
it
of just
out.
goes
Like,
back
don't
on what
cut
we
it out.
just said.
No, I'm
like
not
10
gonna
minutes
cut it out. I'm
ago.
gonna
Oh,
cut
you're
it
gonna- you're
and
gonna
post
cut
it.
it?
Okay, I was like, man.
I'm definitely posting that shit everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, shit.
Anyways, visuals.
What were we
the
saying?
hell?
The whole putting people in a box.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's why I don't put labels on myself. Like I just do a lot of things because I feel like as soon as you put a label on it, like it kind of just messes with the meaning. It gives it a different like energy, and I don't rock with
Let me
that.
let me ask you guys something. Do you guys like to put yourself in a box?
Absolutely not.
I don't.
So when you, because I know some people that are, they don't want to show that like side. Like sometimes like they only want to show a couple of the sides, and then like
Right,
they don't want to
right.
show this, and which is I totally get.
I
but-
think, I don't know. It depends on what you're talking about, because as far as like my creative outlets,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I do, because I've actually had a hard time, because in my mind sometimes I'm like, oh, I just need to hone in on one thing. Like I'm doing too much. But I'm like, I cannot just do one thing. Like I want to do all the things. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's almost like it just helps me and it makes sense in my process. But then maybe if it's like my personality, you know what I mean? I feel like there's some things I put in a box. And I only let the box open out when necessary.
Right.
Which I think is why people don't think I really talk or
Yeah.
have a personality. But I got a personality, guys.
Yeah, Felicia got
God.
personality, guys. Give her credit.
He's just like introduced to it
shit.
today, probably.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. This is like the
He's
most
like, "Oh my
we've
gosh, you
ever
don't."
talked. I've known
Well,
you for
I-
like over a year.
I know.
And I just, I don't even remember when I met you, but this is the first time we actually talked.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they
This is
met. I'm
best.
just kidding.
No, we met
We've
before.
seen each other
Yeah, we've
at
seen
some
each other
point,
around.
yeah.
Yeah. I just don't remember.
Yeah. But anyway,
Guess it
but
wasn't
no,
important.
I remember meeting you, but I don't remember when.
I feel that that's how it's like with people.
Yeah.
You know, we
we're
do
meeting,
a lot.
we're meeting
Everything
a lot of
just
people.
gets
Okay.
Yeah, and like
mixed together.
I've met so many people that I'm just like, it's hard to keep track with everybody, you know.
Right.
But it's kind of a good thing because a lot of the people that I feel like we've been meeting lately are
Good
all
people,
of the same,
you know?
are all of the
Right.
same mind and kind of like on the same page as far as progression and success. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I think it's really good to be surrounded by those individuals.
Right.
You know, because you kind of have your circle. Like eventually, like you just have your community. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think like the creative community is definitely
Oh,
blowing
dude,
up
the
here.
creative community here just doesn't even get enough credit. Man.
There's a lot of talented people
man.
here.
Like,
Like-
outside of like pictures, there's even like music. You got painters.
Yeah.
just
Oh my
all
gosh.
sorts of people are doing their
Yeah,
thing out here, man.
it's crazy because I feel like you don't see enough of it.
You don't.
Maybe people just don't post, or maybe they didn't
Where
have.
it's like you gotta find it. I almost feel like it's hard to find.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
you need to know somebody to know that that person did it. You know,
Right.
it's like it's just not readily available.
And I think it's because, I guess that's probably part of like the Reno like culture. It's not necessarily, at least, not to a level where you would think that it's a creative city. You know,
Right.
when you think of creative city, you think of like L.A., New York, like all the big cities
Right,
that are doing
right.
stuff. You know,
Right.
but there's a lot of talented people here.
there is.
Um,
But I mean, we're very much in our infancy as far as
As far as
as far as that. But no, I think we're definitely gonna get there.
yeah.
You know, not
No,
in,
without a doubt. Honestly, there's too much going on here for it to not get noticed at some point. Like, it's its own taste too. I feel like that's what made me fall in love with Reno like a while back. At some point, you kind of just realize that this place is its own place with its own flavor, and I feel like that's kind of what you want from a city. You know, as much as like people want to be like the LA or the
Yeah.
New York,
Yeah.
or the
like we want to be too much
Miamis.
of other places.
Man, we got a river that just goes through our entire city.
Yeah.
You
I
don't
mean,
find that everywhere.
there's a lot of like beautiful aspects,
honestly,
but
yeah,
I think that's like
Reno.
that's a good
Yeah.
perspective because I think we really need to start looking inward. Yeah, I think a lot of us, well, at least I feel like in my age group, because
Right.
a lot of the people that I've spoken to are like, oh, I don't want to be in Reno. You know what I mean? But I think the younger generation has done a really good job at loving this city.
Yeah.
You know, and I wish I could say the same, but I'm just coming into that right now. Like I had to completely find a new love for Reno because
Right.
I can tell you I didn't really have that prior. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's just I think it's the group that I'm with now.
Right.
You know, because I'm starting to see that side of Reno.
Yeah, because like I get that because like when I was younger, I thought I wanted to move out of Reno too. But then like I've been traveling a lot in the past few years, and the more I travel, the more I appreciate Reno,
Right.
especially when it comes to Reno's a 24-hour city. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys like.
Yeah.
Reno's the city that like barely sleeps.
Yeah,
It
because
runs in
like,
like 3
it's
hours. That's it.
it's crazy because like some places when you go to other places, things close.
Yeah.
A certain
oh my gosh.
times.
When
Yeah.
I went to California for like the first time ever as an adult trying to party, I'm like, I can't get ready
Yeah.
at 6 p.m.
I
Like,
re-
there's no way.
No.
I remember in my early 20s, we went to San Jose just for a trip to visit our friend.
Yeah.
And then, we went to the bar and I think it was like maybe like 10, 11 o'clock. We were like, all right, no, where do next? And then we're like, everything's closed. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's just like, I didn't know things close.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
in Reno, like you can just go to a casino and it's open all, 24
Bars
hours.
are 24 hours.
So if you want to
some
keep
of them.
drinking all night, you can
Dude,
just do that.
There's no like limitation on what hours you could buy alcohol either.
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
In California, that shit, it clips off at 2 a.m. That's why a lot of places close.
Yeah.
But shit, man, you can go to 7-Eleven at 7 a.m. or 7
Yeah.
at night.
Oh
They're
my
still gonna give you
gosh.
that beer. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm just like, man. And then the parking, And also, like, Tahoe's just, like, right
Dude,
there.
it's
Yeah,
right
I need to
there.
take advantage of Tahoe. I always say that, and I always never go.
Dude,
You know-
it's so worth it.
Yeah.
Not
I
this
know.
weekend, of
No,
course,
yeah.
but
Don't go this weekend.
don't go to Tahoe.
Screw you, snow.
I love Tahoe.
Me
Especially
too.
during, because I didn't like to go outdoors when I was younger. But then since maybe like 4 years ago, I started to appreciate like going outdoors, going for hikes, going to Tahoe. I was
Right.
like, wow, like
Yeah.
Tahoe's actually like super nice.
Oh yeah, it's
The water is
beautiful.
super clean.
It's super clean, absolutely beautiful.
And it's just all the mountains that are. Up
You
there,
ever get
too.
an opportunity
Yeah.
to travel, go to
Please.
Tahoe. I
Tahoe's
recommend
amazing.
it. Oh, did you
And
drop
drop
it?
the cap.
It's fine. Leave it. It's totally fine.
It's just all that talk is with no cap.
Yeah.
Just
don't-
don't spill it. The grass ain't real.
Hey, it's just gonna go right down there.
It's so.
It'll be safe. I hope.
Yeah, where were we at?
Well, we're talking about Tahoe, but in regards
Where
to
did that even go
creativity,
to?
I know we're like going off on a bunch of tangents.
Yeah, we
But
just do random
in
shit
re-
here.
That's
Stop.
my life, man.
I know. Welcome to our minds. But no, in regards to like the creativeness, did you always experience that in your upbringing? Like, let's go. Well, we won't do elementary. Elementary kind of
Right.
everywhere, right? But
Right,
maybe
right,
like
right.
when you started developing that, maybe middle school or high school, did
Honestly-
you feel like you had that environment, or
No.
was it just as of late?
Not at all. It kind of just started after I got out of high school,
Mm-hmm.
went to college, when I actually had kind of like liberty over what I learned.
Right.
And kind of diving into different classes, meeting different people, I was like, you know what? Being creative is really super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've always liked to draw since I was a kid and stuff, but, it never really carried on into anything
Right.
serious until I'd say I was about like 18 or 19.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that love was founded for clothes and style and outfits, and I just went down the wormhole, and
Right.
I'm here now.
So all the things that you do, I mean, because you have your brand,
Right.
right?
I wouldn't say brand. I just kind of design stuff.
Yeah.
The brand will come.
Okay.
But yeah.
Nice.
It's
Yeah.
important.
Because you've
for me.
had 2 releases so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah. They were both super cool.
And you do your modeling.
The
And he's been
modeling.
really active modeling. Like, you have content a lot.
Dude,
So that's pretty
I
cool.
post like 3 times within 2 weeks of each other, and I feel like that doesn't get like enough credit. I've been posting weekly for like over a year at this point,
Yeah.
consistently. Like, I haven't missed a week since before March of last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I have like 12, 13 drafts of just posts waiting on my phone, just kind of to be posted.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So when you do your modeling stuff, and I'm just like asking you stuff about
of
your
course.
modeling.
Oh, ask me everything.
So like, how does that collaboration work? Like, do you reach out? Do they reach out to you? Are you like, do you have an
Honestly-
idea and you're like, hey, I want to do this. Do you want to collab?
All 3.
Yeah.
It kind of just ends up working. I love kind of just getting to know people, and one of the best way to get to know people is, like JERiCK was saying earlier, was like through their creativity. And that's like a lot of the people that are out here. So if anybody has like an idea, I'm just like, let me hear it. Or if I have an idea, I reach out. Or
Right.
even if it's with like other people, because like most of my like collaborative modeling work has just been with like just me and my friend talking about it. We just had an idea. We're like, hey, let's do a photo shoot, and then talked about it, got the idea, and then it just ended up
Right.
happening. Like with Jasmine, that we were meaning to do a photo shoot for like, man, some months before we even actually got the chance to get to it. So
Right.
it all comes with time, but I'm never against really any work. I know I
Yeah.
seem busy because I am busy, but hey, anybody with a camera, let me know.
Yeah, if you're looking for a
please.
male model, this guy.
I
Yeah.
do a lot of things
Hit 'em
outside
up.
of just this. So,
Have you had any? Sorry.
No, go for it.
Have you had any like negative experiences with a photographer? And you don't have to say like a photographer name. Obviously, just keep it confidential.
As far as like a personal interaction, no,
Mm-hmm.
but at some points, you know, the work doesn't come out as quality as you'd want it to, I guess.
And are you transparent about it? Like, or do you be like, hey,
most of the time,
or are you just
yeah.
like, oh, these are great, and then never like
Never
no,
post it?
No.
They're so good. I just keep them to myself.
I've honestly, outside of like what I have planned out to post, there's only been like 1 or 2 shoots that haven't made it to my feed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But even if it wasn't the best work, I let it be known, and then I'm just like, you know, it's.
Is it
cool.
because like it just didn't meet your standard? Is that what it
Shit,
was?
It's.
Is it like?
Maybe
I wouldn't say
they never gave you your photos.
Man, nah, there ain't no
you
way
ever
I'm not
had
getting
that happen?
I guess we could kind of say the standard, you know, but it's just on like the vision at the end of the day. Like if it didn't
Fair
come out
enough.
the way that I saw it,
Yeah.
it won't be good enough. But you know, that's not anybody's fault. You know, it's just kind of how I see stuff.
I feel like that's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like to hold that because then, you know, like I said, I like to do my best, and if I steady impress myself instead of like the general population, I'll know that I'm kind of doing my best work.
Yeah. Do you just basically be honest with them and be
Yeah.
like, hey, like this is just not us. This is not what I thought. And
Have you had that happen to you ever?
what?
Like you took a photo shoot for somebody, and then you gave them their photos, and they're like, "Oh, this isn't good." Or,
No,
"This is
all
not
my
what I'm
shit's
looking
good.
for."
Man, I feel you. That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Relax.
me?
JERiCK, relax.
And that confidence is what makes it.
No, not really. At least, I mean, I don't know. Like nobody's said anything.
Right.
And all the photos that I've done, you know, they seem to post it. Like, obviously, like whatever I give them, like maybe not all of them is gonna what they like,
Right.
but as long as they, I mean, so far I think everybody's pretty satisfied with the photos I gave them.
What's your emotion like? Do you go through any thoughts before you send out like a series? You know,
They
like,
better like this shit.
No, well, yeah, because
Like that?
because like I've been doing a little bit of like photography and stuff, and like to me, I feel like the hardest part is sending the photos, because like I'm like, oh.
So when
God,
when I
if
first
don't like
started,
it?
that used to bother me a lot because I was so. I guess I just wanted them to like it, you know, but then after a while, I think that's just part of like being confident with your
Growing,
work
yeah.
too. Because once you know that, if you think your shit's good, like. That's just like it doesn't matter
That's all it
what.
takes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like you said, like doesn't mean it didn't meet your standard. Doesn't mean it wasn't good. You know.
Yeah, right.
But then it's like because everybody likes their own. Everybody has their own styles.
own
You know, if
take.
you look
Right.
at
Yeah.
like the photographers, even though if they do like similar photos, like you can still see the difference. You know, on how they see things. And I think like if you're a photographer and then you're just when you give out your stuff or when you send them to the client or whatever, I think just detach yourself from that.
Yeah.
I guess that would be my
Yeah, no,
advice
that's
to
really good
another
advice. Yeah.
creative is just detach yourself, because ultimately, if you think it's good, that should just be
Right.
what it is.
Right.
You know.
That makes sense.
Then obviously, like objectively, like there's like things that could probably be improved. You know, when
Yeah.
because I think there's like a subjective creativity and there's also like the objective. You know,
Right.
when as a whole, like I guess there's like some sort of standards. You know,
Yeah.
Right.
But even if you don't meet them, honestly, shit, that just means there's room for improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do better
I think
on the
it's
next
like
one.
you just have the basics, you know, but with any craft, it's.
That's how.
I would hope that it's in your best interest to develop your craft.
yeah,
Right.
because
You
like
know what I mean? With that comes time.
I looked at my old photos from like 3 years ago when I first started. Yeah, some of those are. Looking back at it now, I'm just like, man, what was I thinking? That
Yeah.
you know.
Just
But
feel
I think like that means
you grew. Man.
Yeah,
you got better.
you know I got better.
Yeah.
Like just looking back at old stuff and you're like, yeah, I can do that better. You know.
Right.
And for the new creatives out there too, like don't compare yourself. I feel like that's so
Yeah.
because it's crazy that we compare. Like especially, let's just talk about like photography. When a new photographer that's never done it before, that's only done a couple shoots, and you compare yourself to somebody that's done it like 100 times.
For like their whole life.
Yeah, like I looked at my old hard drives, and then I guess I've done like over like 150 photo shoots in the last like 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Damn.
I got that stats in about like 2 years.
Yeah, it's just like you just do so much, and like it's crazy because like just a few days ago I listed like all the things that I've done, like all the just listed the numbers and just
Right.
I don't remember the numbers. I'll probably post it on Instagram, but like it's just crazy. Like making content is so important. It's like it is what it is.
Like this is content right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like if you don't make content, like who's gonna know what you're doing?
Exactly. And if you don't make content, how are you gonna get like better too?
Yeah.
You know?
Because obviously there's artists out there that I'm just like, oh, I'm just doing it because I love it, and like I don't care for it to be my career or whatever. Like that's fair.
Right.
Right.
But if you want to make it your career, like post everything, even if it's
yeah.
Even if it's halfway good, because the next
Yeah.
one's just gonna look that much better.
exactly.
Remember, done is better than perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Or done is better than good.
Yeah, because I think people aim for like perfection, that it's
Yeah.
just it holds you back.
Should
It's
be
hard.
unrealistic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to even find that first starting out too, because it's like you don't know what you're necessarily doing yet. So
Mhm.
that's why like mastering the craft is really important.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fuck.
Just do it.
Hell yeah.
Just do it. Post.
Don't be shy either. Don't be scared, because holy shit, that's what holds a lot of people back. Outside
What-
of like
Yeah.
the comparing, it takes a lot for like somebody to get out of their shell. And I guess kind of speak on that from experience, because like high school was a whole different time. I wasn't like popular or nothing. Like I was just real low key, real within my shell. But like through finding what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it, just it goes so much deeper than just like, oh yeah, let me pick up a camera and like, or get in front of a camera and just do this, or it goes far into like who you are too. That's kind of just how I see it.
Yeah, because like if you're a photographer, you see things differently than everybody else. That's what makes you unique.
Right.
Because even if you take the same subject, like people are gonna have their own vision in their head on
Right.
how they want it to look.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, as far as, and I'm kind of asking, did you want to finish your thought?
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, as far as your modeling career goes, like, where do you see yourself, like, in the long run? Like, is this something that you want to pursue?
Oh,
And I don't know if you want to talk
absolutely.
about it, but I heard you talking a little bit
I'm
with
very
Anthony
open.
about
It's Houston, Texas.
styling.
Too. That's something in the works. We'll get to those details. It's I got a pretty good idea. It's just kind of getting it within me, figuring out how I want to do it, how I want to make it work. But as far as right now, I like to kind of just style photo shoots, help style my friends.
Nice.
I work at Global Good Shop. Shout out to them. So that kind of helps out too, because it's just kind of getting cool stuff on people you don't even know, and that kind of just helps
Right.
out. It's super sick.
And you say, what's Austin, Texas?
Houston,
What's that? Oh,
actually.
Houston.
That's I'm gonna go out there. Honestly, I'm planning on that by the end of the year. I'm saying this on a recording too. Like this is legit.
Good. We're gonna come back a year later, like, bro, why you still here, man?
Still in Reno? Still really?
When
really?
I said Texas, I meant Texas Roadhouse.
But then it's like, don't
Like-
judge yourself if you don't do it either.
because,
You know.
No,
plans change. It's very true. That's
Yeah.
very true.
I
You can
have
have
it
your
to be my
vision
goal.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've like how you're trying to ask me. I've dedicated my the last 2 years to this. I plan to dedicate probably like the next 10, 20 to this.
Oh wow.
I kind of I have the
awesome.
next 2 years probably kind of like planned out, not dated of course,
Yeah.
but then like I see the next
The
5
vision.
years. Yeah,
Wow.
it's I'm serious about this, you know, and it goes, like I said, it goes so much deeper than just taking a picture, you know, like stuff like this, the styling, there's like even music videos, shit, stuff I can't even really talk about yet. Like
Right.
there's so much going on.
Yeah, I see you
man.
doing like Jerry, right?
Yeah.
You do stuff with Jerry a lot.
I love that man. He did the photo shoot with me and Trevor, and that's the second post on my timeline ever that got more than 200 likes.
Damn. I mean, those
Yeah.
photos are good.
They're super sick.
They were different.
Man. Yeah.
Like
I
his
told
editing
him, I was
style's
like,
different too. It's
yeah,
nice.
real street and gritty,
Yeah.
nasty, and
Like,
picked
so
the
it's
perfect
good, you
place
know.
and perfect guy, and he made it all happen. So
Yeah.
shout out
it's
to
good.
you, man. It's all love. That post kind of put me in a different like trajectory too.
Yeah.
Because like just how much attention it got me a lot. It got Trevor a lot. Shout out Trev
Nice.
Stone, that's my guy. It got Jerry a lot, and fuck, dude, like and that expanded. I gained like fucking, I want to say like 70 to 80 followers in that month,
Damn.
and that post did like a lot of it.
Yeah, it's crazy because like I remember the first, well, not the first, but like the shoot that kind of catapulted my like photography
Yeah.
career. It's
was it?
crazy. It was this was I think like 3 years ago. It was one of she doesn't even model anymore. Man, I totally forgot her name. I think her name was like Malia or something. Yeah, that was like the shoot that was kind of I don't know if you've
Put you
seen
on the radar. What
Yeah.
shoe was it?
It was one of the photos was like she was in next to a pool table.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was kind of a
I'm gonna go look for that.
yeah.
I'd love to see it.
I'll show it to you guys later.
Yeah, I gotta show you the fishbowl
But
too.
yeah, that was like because when I did that shoot, like a lot of like the models like hit me up like, hey, like really like this, and like let's collab. And then like after that, I was just kind of get the ball rolling, I guess.
Oh wow.
It's just interesting that something like one thing happens and then it just kind of
Snowballs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think for creatives out there that is just waiting for their breakout moment, I guess, like it'll come.
Their big
Like
break.
they like you never know which one it is either. So
Yeah.
don't even expect it to come.
That's why it matters that you do your best work on every
Yeah.
because you don't know which one's gonna.
It's
get
just
you
like just
noticed.
do
Yeah, that's
just
true.
do it
Very
and
true.
yeah, because you'll never know which one's gonna hit, you know. And to transition to that, like
Sometimes you do know. I'm not even gonna lie.
that's true.
That
That's
Jerry
true.
one, I had a feeling. I was like, holy
Sometimes
shit,
you
that
feel
shit's
it, you know?
too good.
Yeah.
If you think it's like
Intuition.
yeah, if you think it's really good, then you'll you know, maybe you just manifested that shit too, you know?
Shit,
Like fuck,
Yeah.
like
It's true.
yeah.
That's real too. I'm really like into spirituality and astrology and stuff like that. So
Ah.
that
Us
stuff like
too.
matters to me.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Because I recently got into it. I wasn't as much as, you know, I think I got into it more in depth probably like the last year or so. And it changed my life, I feel like, you know. I view things so differently now
Yeah.
than how I used to view things.
Right.
There's such a big change too.
Yeah.
It helps as a creative too, because you know, spirituality is kind of just like it gives you your own direction and your own purpose, and relating that through like what you want to do as like an artist, they just kind of go hand in hand. You find yourself as a person and as an artist at the same time, and if you mix them all together, shit, that's how I'm here.
Yeah, because like the way I look at it, and I'm not trying to obviously try to convince
Right.
people with my beliefs, you know,
Right.
but whether you believe in God or the universe or whatever, I feel like they're all the same. People just have different names on it, but when you believe in the higher power,
Yeah.
it feels like you can let go a little bit, you know, like sometimes you just let, you know, like that phrase, like, you know, let Jesus take the
let
wheel.
Jesus
And,
take
you
the
know,
wheel.
and when you do something, because like, I like to be in control of things, you know, so
Right.
like, I used to like just be on point with everything that I do. But like recently in the last year, I'm just like, I should fucking like let go a little bit and just like trust that shit will work out, And sometimes it's crazy how like ideas just pop in your head and like out of nowhere, like sometimes like in the middle of the night when you're like, you suddenly wake up and then you get an idea,
Yeah.
And then those are the ideas that are usually like pretty good. So like if you do get like crazy ideas like that, like go for
Run
it.
with it.
Because like we were
Yours.
talking about
Yeah.
ideas that is just energy.
Just an energy.
Things just come to
Just
you.
to
and
find
Yeah.
a host.
Shit.
Because like if you don't
Just
take that
here.
idea, somebody else will,
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
we've all been there.
It's
When
very true.
we just like talk to our
Very.
friends and be like, oh
Yeah.
man, like that would be a cool idea, but then nobody does shit.
Nobody
Right.
does shit, and then you see it like 6 months later, and you're like, damn,
And it's on a billboard.
I
You're
had
just
that
like,
Yeah.
idea.
Fuck.
You're like, shit.
Why do you think
Coulda
people?
been me.
That was a moment, man.
Yeah. Like why do you think people don't follow through with their ideas? I love this quote from, I think Gary Vee said this. He's like, ideas are shit. It's all about like execution,
Right. It's very true.
Because people like to talk, like
I think what it comes down to is a little bit of like the discipline, right? And the passion behind it, right?
yeah,
So you can have the idea, but if you're not truly passionate about the idea and you don't have the discipline to execute the challenging parts of that idea, because that's usually what it is, right? When you want to do something, to create something, it takes a little bit of work. Like
Yeah.
no matter how much of an expert you are in your craft, there's always a component that's going to be challenging.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think people might get scared of that, right? Because it's kind of like, and it's, maybe the idea was too big in their eyes, and so maybe nothing comes of it.
Right.
But I think if you take your ideas and kind of chop them into like tiny steps, like little ideas,
yeah.
that kind of gets you to that bigger idea, it's more achievable.
Because I think it's part of it too is people's reason on why they're doing it, right? Let's say you have an idea for something. Are you doing it for the money or are you doing it because you love it,
Right.
Yeah.
And because like people like to jump on this like influencer bandwagon,
Yeah.
Everybody's an Instagram influencer apparently.
Do you consider yourself an influencer?
No.
I don't even know what that means, if I can be honest. I have no idea what
I
that
don't.
means.
I don't even know, man. I see myself as an artist
Yeah.
for sure, not an influencer.
Influencer, yeah.
That's an odd term in my mind.
Yeah. It's like if you really ask like what are you
What are
influencing?
exactly?
It's just
Like
social media influencer.
when people use that term and like they literally like, I'm an influencer, and I'm like, what are you influencing? What
Right.
impact do you have to your viewers? How are you helping them? What positive change are you bringing upon?
Yeah.
Right.
And like I literally, because there's some people that consider themselves that like locally, and I'm like, okay, you're an influencer, influence me. You know what I
Influencer.
mean? And
Yeah.
I think that's a legitimate question to have,
Mhm.
because I think that term now is just thrown around, and it's
Yeah.
like, you either have the 10,000 followers or you bought the 10,000, and that gives you your validation
yeah.
for influencing.
Right.
But I'm like, no, like if you're an influencer, that's a huge responsibility.
It is.
Because if you legitimately have 10,000 followers,
That's-
that's 10 people looking at you. I mean, I don't know what the real number is, right?
Right.
But even if it's 1,000 people looking at you, like you better do some really good shit
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
make an impact.
Just for those thousand.
You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about reposting quotes, from Google or, stuff like things that aren't genuine
Yeah.
or true experiences, because I think that's a thing too. It's like you just see a lot of reposting of the same memes or and I'm like, no. I need more. I need like your real brain and your
Right.
in-depth intelligence. Like
Yeah.
to me, that's what I think an influencer.
You know what
should
I
be.
start to notice though, at least like slowly, people are becoming more authentic about what they're posting out there, I think like more of we're starting to be, at least not so fake. Maybe it's just like the people that I follow,
Yeah.
But I feel like people are becoming more open to just introducing their real selves, I
Right.
guess. Especially on what they post, on what they create, I guess.
Right.
Which is good.
It's important
have,
to kind of be your true self, I think. Go
I have a
ahead,
question just popped in my head. Have you
What is
had
your
any
question?
hate,
Dude.
like
Yeah.
have you had any like trolls or
Yeah.
any, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
You do?
I do.
Oh God, that's so stupid. Don't
It's
be a troll.
it's just people,
Don't be
man.
a hater.
The way I
How do
see
you
it,
take it?
I,
You know?
honestly, the way I see it, and I mean this to like no offense to anybody,
Mm-hmm.
right? But like, there's a reason why you're talking about on what I'm doing, and I feel like it's just because you can't do it, you
Right.
know. And I don't see it like as an empowerment. It's just more like a reassurance of like, hey, I'm doing something really cool
Mm-hmm.
and really nice and something that not a lot of people get the chance to. And if I get talked down on it, it just means I'm doing something right.
Right.
That's kind of just the way I see it.
Yeah, because I used to take that personally, you know, when people talk shit, you know, like, oh, you suck or whatever. But then it's like, why would I focus on that one bad comment when there's like a bunch of people like, oh, you're like, you're doing great,
Yeah.
you know, like, why do we tend to, you know, you get like 100 comments of like, oh, you're awesome or whatever, and then you
Right.
get one person that like, oh, you suck,
You're like,
and then you're
oh,
like,
that's all you
Yeah.
think
like,
about.
yeah, that's all
I
you think
suck.
about, and then
I
like
suck.
it's crazy how we just kind of go into that, you know,
Right.
instead of
Right.
just focus on the 99 other people that are basically
With all those 99, there just has to come one or two of those, though.
yeah.
It's it
And that just
balances
comes
it
with the
out.
territory when you
Yeah.
post shit online, like
And everyone can
internet,
see it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Should be a standards and expectation, but
yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's
then like
unfortunate. I don't think it should happen, but
yeah, I mean, in
It
the
is what
perfect
it is,
world
yeah.
it shouldn't happen, but,
but it does
you know,
happen.
It is what
because
it
it
is.
ain't perfect.
Not even close.
Lame.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh man. All right, so we should be wrapping
Wow.
up.
Wrapping up pretty soon, yeah.
Any last thoughts? Do you have any questions? Any more questions?
Honestly, nah.
Or things
Not that
to
I can
say?
think of. I mean, I say a lot of things. Whatever just comes to my brain flows out. I don't think about this, but nah, I feel pretty cool. It was good to actually
Yeah.
like
Talk.
fucking have a conversation with you. You know, every time I see her, she's either like running away or eating some food. Like it's that's
And
it.
this is how I got
Yeah,
to
it's funny because like I know a lot of people, but it's one of those like high buy relationships,
Right,
Yeah.
you know?
right.
Well, you know what it is because whenever you're around, you usually hear and you're talking to Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why, like when I'm around my husband, I'm just like, oh, he's going to take the lead. He's just going to talk.
Right.
But it was weird. So the other day we did this thing with each other where it was like, you tell me a strength and tell me a weakness, but then tell me a strength.
Right.
And it was actually kind of a cool exercise if you're a couple or if you
I
want to
feel
do
like every couple should
if
do
you want
that
to do it
once
with
in a
your
while.
friends, whatever.
you know?
I think it's cool to
It's
kind
just
of
a nice way to find out about each other.
yeah, and no judgment, right? Like, you can't be
Right.
pissed off about it. Like, we agreed to do this. But he basically said, he's like, I need to put myself out more. Like, I need to start. He said, I hide myself. That's what he said.
Honestly, I see that kind of.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Every time I'm only talking to Anthony because you always doing something. I'm like, man,
I know.
she's over there.
I keep busy.
Yeah.
I keep busy because, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's part of my whatever other issues. the mental,
Along with other
the
many
mental
other
health
issues.
issues that we won't talk about.
And we
but
all got 'em.
But we
It is
might
what
talk
it is.
about later.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, there's a part of me that
Mm-hmm.
will just like shut down,
Right.
and so the only way I can cope is by like keeping busy.
Dude, I respect that.
And I don't know why that is, because I wasn't always that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a little bit that contributed to probably like some type of trauma. Well, it is trauma. I know for a fact it's trauma. Anyways,
She's-
All
So we
mental
wasn't gonna
issues
talk about
comes
it.
from
Yeah.
some sort of trauma.
some sort of trauma. We won't talk about it now. I'll talk about it later.
Yeah. It'll come up in the podcast somehow.
Oh,
But
for
no,
sure.
yeah, this is the more authentic me. Like, when I'm busybody, quiet, and I act like I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna be like a what is it called, a clam or an oyster, and just clamp up.
Yeah.
Or like a roly poly, like when you budge them and then they just tied up into a ball.
Dude, roly
That's-
polies are so cool.
That's literally like how I feel sometimes. But the more authentic me is like
The-
how I am right now.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
It's good to
good.
see that,
Yeah.
honestly. We're more than just like who we are on the internet. I feel
Yeah.
like that's an important thing to like kind of address when it comes
Yeah.
to this like creative world, because you know we just get
It's
seen
true.
for what we do,
It's
and
true.
that's why I love to have the opportunity to do something like this, because
Yeah.
this is like the first time I've probably talked in front of you know
Yeah, because
Nice.
it's a little bit more raw, you know.
Yeah.
Because when
Yeah,
you post,
get the personality.
because the thing is like when you post something on social media, let's say a photo, that's it. It's like there's no interaction. I mean, obviously people can comment, you can
Right, right,
reply,
right.
but it's like
there's no like conversation. I would
yeah.
say.
And then
Yeah.
when people see that, it's just their perception, you know.
Mhm.
But then like you don't really get to like, I mean, obviously you can show yourself through your art, but it's like different when you're actually like
Like talking.
talk,
Talking,
and,
having
you know,
conversation. Yeah.
that's like a
Shows who
regular
you are.
person, because like
Yeah.
everybody is a regular person, you know.
Right.
We're all just people.
Even though like I know people on the internet, I've never met them. It's just like that's the only I knew. Like, oh, you're a model, or you're this or you're that, and that's all I know of them. And then when you actually meet them in person, I'm just like, huh,
Yeah.
like you're
Yeah.
pretty cool, you know.
Yeah, right? It's like, oh, I had a completely different idea of who you
Yeah,
were.
it's funny because like
This is you.
my friend Kelly, I don't know if she's listening to a podcast, but we've met each other probably like 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like one of those relationships, just like hi bye, you know, like when we see each other,
Right,
it's like
right.
somebody in a party, you know, like we just talk like, oh yeah, what's up, like. But then I saw her like a couple weeks ago, and she was like, oh, we should actually like hang out and do something, you know, like we've never really like talked. I was just like, oh yeah, like I've known you for so long, and we never
Man.
like have like a talk, you know.
Right.
And so we went to dinner, and then it was just like, huh, like you're actually pretty cool, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like because you only know them from like this very small, like minimal interaction, like
Right.
you talk for a little bit at a party or whatever, and then like that's it. And yeah, especially with like social media, like you follow all these people, and then you never get to talk or meet with them, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why it's kind of
It's
good
crazy.
to like see like this. Like
Yeah, dude.
we've never talked before. Like we've only really. This is the first time we actually
Dude,
talked.
I feel like we've said hi to each other like twice.
Yeah.
And that's like it.
And like
And that one comment on your Instagram post. Outside of that, it was like, that's been it. But yeah, I
Here we
love
are.
doing shit. Like
and I think
We're
people
all
should
real people.
honestly people should reach out more.
dude.
Because if we didn't reach out, like we'd never be here, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
I've been wanting to.
It's very true.
I've been wanting to like know about you, man. Yeah.
I know. I got to work on that. I'm working
it's
on it.
okay.
It's a work in progress.
Well,
I mean, we
it's
talked
at your
about it
own
before. Like,
pace.
we like to deflect stuff, you know?
Right.
What is it?
We like to deflect.
Oh, deflect. I said like flick stuff.
I thought he said flex. I was
Flex.
like,
So we can flex on, you know?
I'm like, yeah, I guess to an extent I like to flex some stuff. But I'm like, what?
Yeah, because like when
oh, man.
I used to be like that too. When people ask me questions, like I would answer and then like, oh, so how about you? You know, like I would just
Yeah.
like, let's move on and like let's talk about you.
Let's
instead
not
of me.
talk about me. Let's talk
Exactly.
about you.
But now I'm like slowly try to like, all right, like let me actually answer your
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
important.
Let me tell you about my life.
I know. I guess I'll talk about my shit.
I guess.
Yeah. Because like honestly, like it's like that's. I feel like a lot of creatives deal with that too, because
Yeah.
like we're so. Sometimes we get a little insecure about what other people
Our
are thinking.
weirdness.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I definitely fall.
Everybody's weird. I actually like weird people.
Me too. That being weird just means you're your own person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're like normal, I'm just
Right.
like, ah.
I'm just like, man.
But if you are normal,
that's
that's fine
all
too.
you do.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
man.
I mean, I
Live your
respect
life.
people, you know,
Like-
like,
Hell yeah.
I respect you, but I don't want to be you.
I just.
damn, Felicia, this
I
is Felicia talking shit.
Basically, that's what you're saying. How you gonna get around that? Pew, pew.
Shots fired.
oh,
Anyways,
shit.
bleh. Okay.
Yeah. Any final advice for creatives out there?
Don't stop trying or believing in yourself.
Don't
true.
stop
believing.
believing.
Hold on to that feeling. Nah, legit. Hold on to the feeling. There's a reason why, like, you started doing what you're doing
It's true.
and getting
Don't-
into it.
Don't get discouraged.
Yeah, that matters
And
a lot.
it's trial and error. Like, you know, if
Yeah,
one
honestly,
thing
if
doesn't
you're
work out, try something else.
Exactly, because you never know what will work until it
Yeah.
starts to work, and then
Yeah.
you know you end up in Masterpiece Studio.
and like if you're having fun with whatever you're doing, that's a good sign that you're in the right
Yeah.
path. You know, because people, I think they measure success as making money,
The monies.
and whatever, but then or followers, you know.
Right.
But if you really enjoy what you're doing, success will come eventually.
Yeah, it's very
The
true.
money will come.
Or
all
actually,
about
that's
the
already a
energy.
successful.
I think the
Yeah.
energy about
That's
it.
already success right there.
Yeah,
You know,
'cause
like
not
if you
everybody
actually,
has that
Right.
or
'Cause-
experiences that.
yeah, because people don't. You know, there's a lot of people that don't even follow their passion.
Yeah.
They just get stuck in the rat race, I guess.
The rat race that
Mm-hmm.
is America.
Yeah, America.
America.
Man. Oh, that's a,
Just kidding.
that's a whole different subject.
I know.
Oh man, it's great to be here with you
Yeah,
guys.
no,
if
thanks
I
for
may say.
wanting thanks for wanting to be on the show. We appreciate it.
Thank you for allowing me to.
Oh, of course.
I appreciate that a lot.
If you have Instagram, what's your Instagram? It's at
XV period II.
XV period II.
It says 17. You'll see it.
If
you'll,
you're
you'll
local
see the
to
hand.
Reno, if you're local to Reno, or even, you know, if you travel
If you ever
and
end
you,
up in Reno,
and you need a subject, hit up
Yeah.
Hernan. And
I'll
if
be
you ever
there.
need styling, hit up Hernan.
if
If you ever want to
need
shop, Global Goods.
Global Goods Shop, that's where you find me at. Shout out to Global Goods.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh man,
Nice.
it's changed my life.
Nice. That's cool.
It's crazy.
It's good.
Wow.
Nice.
Good
About you,
experience.
Felicia? Any
What?
final advice?
I was giving advice the entire time.
She
One
was.
more.
One more piece. That's all we need.
We all need to give advice.
I'm gonna say this advice because this is what I'm working on now.
Mm-hmm.
Let go of your fears. Like don't be afraid, because I think that's my biggest wall that I put up myself. Is I always do these things or I have these ideas, but then I always have like this slight ounce of fear, and even the slightest amount will kind of just overtake that entire vision.
Yeah.
And really quick, see, now you want to talk about it, but really quickly though, because I don't want to go too much longer.
No, fuck it. It's our podcast. We can do
Shit.
No,
we can go as
I'm
long as we
sure
want.
You got a bedtime. Just kidding. You're not.
Somebody's watching this at like 2 p.m. for sure.
Or 2 a.m. when you're like, I can't sleep. I need to watch this.
I need to give this one last gold for Felicia,
Yeah.
you know?
No, but again, I was reading this, and essentially it was talking about fear and how, like, the way you should look at fear when you're creative. Because sometimes when you are a creative, you get a lot of unnecessary anxieties or fears in regards to your
Yeah.
craft or, like, releasing things. That's why you don't want to drop it or create it, yada, yada, yada. But this person said fear will always be a part of your life and a part of you and your thought process. And that's completely okay, but you need to change the perspective of your fear. And it's like you have to have a conversation with yourself, but you need to tell your fear that you are no longer in control, right, of this idea, and allow it to be in the back seat because it wants to be there, you know, but you have to let it go, essentially. You know, because if you let fear take control of your vision, it's probably not going to get anywhere, because you're going to be too afraid for whatever reason, you know,
Right.
whether you don't think it's perfect or because you don't think you can do it, you know, but as long as you kind of accept the fact that, yes, you will always have that fear with you, but you won't allow it to control you.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm working on, is I think I allow fear to drive my end result too much, and I need to swap that around. Swap it.
So what basically Felicia is saying is,
Stop being a little bitch and do
Exactly.
what you want, man.
Stop. Damn. Every
Just
time we have a
stop.
podcast, I'm pretty sure JERiCK's like, don't be a little bitch. Don't be a little bitch.
pretty much.
Hey,
Don't be a
honestly,
bitch.
Yeah.
That
To
can
me.
even be applied to life too, because the most beautiful experiences are fucking hidden behind fear. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went parasailing, man.
Ooh,
That's-
that sounds fun.
She was crazy. I was telling Anthony about it. He's like, nice. This shit could never be me. I'm like,
Parasailing, is that the one?
Yeah.
Is that the one where they kind of like
They
Yeah.
hold you on the boat?
In the
parachute
boat,
on
right?
and
Yeah.
Oh man, I want to
yeah.
try that
Cool.
too. That sounds
Dude,
fun. Apparently, you can do that in Tahoe.
I'll get
Really?
the boat, Jerry. You
Yeah.
can yourself.
So you driving the boat?
Oh yeah, I'll get some trash bags.
Yeah.
We'll put some wings on
shit.
you, Jerry.
No, actually, like they have like a thing in Tahoe that you can actually like
super
go around
Oh, I'm
Tahoe for
sure.
like
Yeah,
45
of
minutes or
course.
so. Yeah.
That's fire.
Which
cool.
is, I would totally down to do that.
I'm gonna look into that.
Let's
that sounds
do
sick,
it.
Yeah.
dude. And any advice from you?
Yeah, this shit's gold. Stop giving a fuck. Like, wait.
Again, he says, guys, if you
I'm only gonna.
Every
that's
podcast.
my motto. You know, like stop
Stop.
giving a
That's-
fuck
that's
about.
what he lives by.
Because
Stop
honestly,
giving a
because
fuck.
like, I feel like that's a lot of people's fears coming from.
There's a
Right.
book on it too. You should
Um,
read it. It's a good book or
what?
audio book.
Is
There's
it
an-
titled
The
Stop
art.
Giving a Fuck?
It's like the art of not giving a fuck.
Yeah,
I think that's the title. I could be wrong, but it's
like
somewhere
it's
around there.
definitely a art that you need to master, but it's very difficult to
Right.
master. You know,
very difficult to master. But I'm sure it's very
And then what's-
liberating once you
it is
do.
very liberating once you
Yeah.
actually stop caring
I
about
want to be like
other.
you, Jerry.
Once you not give a fuck about anything outside, you really start to care about what's in here.
Yeah,
And then you start
Yeah,
giving
and
a
then
fuck about yourself.
Yeah.
Just only care about shit you like.
be selfish. Like
Boom,
fuck
Be
boom,
yeah.
selfish.
Boom.
Being selfish ain't bad.
Because honestly,
bing,
it's
bada
like
bing.
there's only one you. Like you gotta be your own.
We got
you know,
this one life to make whatever we want of it.
one
too.
shot,
True,
one
one
opportunity.
Shit, come on, Eminem, stop.
Mom spaghetti, let's go.
Damn,
Oh man,
I
Um,
love spaghetti.
wonderful.
I'm hungry too.
Hungry as hell.
yeah, I
There
got
you go.
spaghetti at home. Yeah,
All
You
right,
got,
thank you.
you got an extra plate or what?
no.
You know, I could dig that though. That homemade spaghetti be hitting crazy when it's just for yourself.
Yeah, I
'cause
usually
then you
make
eat
like
the
a
whole
big
pound to
batch that I
yourself.
could like eat for like the next 2 days. You know.
Yeah. I feel that.
But yeah,
Fuck yeah.
is that it?
That's it,
That
guys.
should be it. My
Let's
water
wrap it
bottle's
up.
finished.
Let's
I
wrap
need
it up with
another-
That's
the-
what she said. Oh,
Yeah, please wrap it up, man. There's been way too many children.
Peace.
Yo, check it.
nice.
Oh
Cool.
man, that was gold.
Good job, man.
Ah.
Thanks.